Yo, yo, yo. What's good, gang? You know the name. It's Transition representing Gap Tooth Games, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Go ahead, hit that like button for me as you come on in. Drop a comment down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this video. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, because we going up. You dig? We on our way to that big 1,000. So if you would be so kind, hit that subscribe button for me one time. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. But man, gang, we reacting to a crazy one today, okay? So in this one, I know y'all have seen the recent Big U indictment. If you haven't seen it, just go look it up. I ain't got time to just clue y'all in about everything. But basically, one big part of that indictment is all the extortion that was going on. He was extorting everybody from allegedly Shaquille O'Neal to Wiz Khalifa to Chris Brown. And we're just gonna take a deeper dive into that right now. So today we're gonna be looking at the extortion of Chris Brown. Now, this one I decided to do first because my brother used to actually talk about this a lot. He used to be like, man, how come Chris Brown waited until after he became a millionaire to go start messing with gangs and start gang banging, you know? And I told him, well, you know, maybe he just like started hanging out with them dudes and they clicked up type deal. And he was like, nah, I feel like they extorting them. And hey, we gonna look into it. All right. If you want to donate to the channel, you can go ahead and hit the Cash App. Boop, right there. You know what I'm saying? You can donate $1, $100. It don't matter, gang. We treat a whole bunch of ones better than a whole bunch of nuns right here. You understand me? But we gonna get into it real quick. Let's see. Let me shrink myself. There. Let's flip it. Yeah. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Alright, let's get it.
That nobody wants to admit. Not every millionaire is safe. Behind the red carpets, million-dollar chains, and Instagram flexes, some of the biggest celebrities have been silently paying the price just to stay alive. From rap legends forced to pay street taxes, to pop stars unknowingly funding criminal empires, becoming a megastar can put a mega target on your head. So today, we're going to be taking a closer look at the celebrities who got brutally extorted by gangs, and many of them are still too scared to speak out, starting with Chris Brown. Chris Breezy is a perfect example of a clean-hearted celebrity getting sucked into the murky world of gangs after he became a millionaire megastar. Born in Virginia, Chris Brown's upbringing was a million miles away from the red bandana-draped Blood Gang dominating the streets of South Central Los Angeles. Inspired by Michael Jackson as a child, Chris Brown was a natural performer, and he would quickly make a name for himself in the music industry, winning talent shows as a child.
I think I did one actual talent show. It was at summer camp.
Oh, okay.
It was at like a summer camp I did.
You better have a one.
Oh, I won.
Okay, I was gonna say because somebody got bragging rights.
Yeah, I know. I definitely won, and I did. It's funny. I did Thong Song Cisco.
Oh man.
Bro.
And getting discovered as a teenager, eventually moving to New York and shopping his demo tapes to major record labels, resulting in a major deal with Jive Records, alongside the likes of Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. His first major single, Run It, swiftly rose to the #1 spot on the Billboard charts, and he was instantly a multi-millionaire megastar. From here, he would go on to release hit after hit, landing more #1 songs and huge collabs with other popping artists at the time, like T-Pain. Chris Brown.
Let me just tell y'all, man. I remember being a kid when Chris Brown first dropped that Yo song. And when I tell you it was up from there, like it was up. My sisters had posters of this nigga on the wall. Like every girl in America was in love with this light-skinned ass nigga. No lie. I was like, bitches was breezy crazy. I remember niggas was getting the star tattoos behind the ear because of Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? It was wild, man. The dude definitely had a whole wave about him.
Brown was a megastar with a clean-cut image that made him a brand-safe A-list celebrity with the whole world at his feet. But that would all change in 2009 when his relationship with a fellow A-list megastar, Rihanna, would come to a dramatic end as stories circulated of Chris Brown assaulting her.
A police department release says the R&B singer and a woman got into an argument in a vehicle early Sunday. The release says the argument escalated when they got out of the car. Police responded to a 911 call. Officials say they found the alleged victim, but that Brown had already left.
This caused Chris Brown's image in the public to take a nosedive, losing his most lucrative endorsements and turning the public against him. This ultimately resulted in criminal charges.
It's 5 years probation and 6 months community labor for Chris Brown for his beating of Rihanna. The sentence handed down Tuesday by LA Superior Court Judge Patricia Sneg, as she also warned the R&B singer to stay away from his ex-girlfriend for 5 years.
Chris claimed himself to have gone from the top of the world to public enemy number one, but interestingly, Chris Brown was able to bounce back from his domestic violence convictions, but ultimately, his image was forever tainted. He could never be the clean-cut, singing and dancing darling that he once was. He was now a convicted criminal, and despite never having grown up in the life of crime, unfortunately now, with a stain on his reputation, the streets would come knocking. What's clear is that by the early 2010s, Chris Brown was seen regularly wearing red and repping Fruittown Piru, a notorious blood set from Compton, California. But how this affiliation came to be is open to interpretation and rumors. Some have suggested that this was Chris Brown getting extorted or buying his way into the Blood Brotherhood for clout, while other rumors would circulate that he was actually jumped into the Fruittown Pirus at the young age of 16 after a brief spell in an LA jail where he apparently turned down no squabbles. One clip would even circulate claiming to show Chris being initiated into the gang, though it really seemed to just show him vibing with his set. Interestingly, Chris Brown had been performing with the former child star Bow Wow in LA as early as 2007, and Bow Wow was later caught on camera also yelling on Piru whilst having a public meltdown during the filming of an episode of his reality TV show.
Dance over here. What happened?
One of y'all set on Piru.
What happened? I just came out like, huh?
Online rumors have also suggested that Chris Brown had been hanging out with people associated with the game's music label Black Wall Street already in the late 2000s. This label including artists like Compton Menace, a Fruittown Piru rapper who made an appearance in Tyga and Chris Brown's 2010 music video for the song G Stuff. Another post on a forum would allege that by 2013, Chris Brown had been having blood protection already for years, specifically stating that a rapper called Parlay Star, an alleged Pueblo Bishop Blood, had taken Chris under his wing when Chris first moved to LA and even stood up for him during a beef with the former B2K R&B boy band member Raz B in 2010. On social media, a Twitter user would mention as early as 2011 that Chris Brown owed his life to Parlay and was paying him for protection, and people on Twitter would also take note of Chris Brown's 2011 song Last, where he raps how he's from Virginia but represents the Pirus. The media would eventually take note too, like Spin Magazine, who would report in June 2012 how Chris Brown had allegedly been throwing up blood gang signs during his violent brawl with Drake at a club in New York City. Soon, gossip outlets like TMZ would also run articles seemingly shocked about footage of Chris Brown throwing up gang signs in the club. Chris was apparently even caught spray painting Fruits Piru onto a wall in Hawaii of all places while on vacation. There were rumors.
Now, see, that's regression to me, gang. Like, I could understand if you grew up in that environment and you really from that, my nigga. If it's in you, it's in you. Like, if it's in you and not on you, then it's never gonna leave you. You know what I'm saying? But if you grew up dancing and entertaining and working hard to become one of the most famous dudes in the world at the time and even today, like, why would you even invite that type of energy? I could understand wanting to hang out with dudes and they just so happen to be from a certain neighborhood. Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that you from where you from, but that doesn't mean that I have to join it. I don't have to be clicked up. And gang members respect that, nigga. If you a real nigga about yours, if you just authentically you, and you ain't coming on no bullshit, and you ain't scared, nigga, niggas ain't gonna try to force you to join they gang, nigga. Niggas is cool. Like, bro, you ain't gotta, you can just be cool. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, maybe he had, like, I could understand the gang lifestyle is a fascination to some people, especially people who don't have a close proximity to it. So maybe he always wanted to be a blood. Then once he finally got the means to, you know, move to California and meet some real bloods, he was like, yeah, man, I want to be down with y'all. You know? Let's keep going.
That CB's gang affiliations were actually putting him in danger at this point, with TMZ also capturing Breezy getting pressed by some LA Crips while exiting a club in 2013.
Yo, scary ass Chris. Is that bulletproof? Is that bulletproof? I'm a crip. Hell yeah, I'm bulletproof. Hey, I ain't never seen get in the car that fast. I like you, Chris. You my don't act like that.
Now see, that's the energy that you get. Now, let's say there are two scenarios that could have happened if this went south, right? Let's say that dude would have popped off and really got on Chris' ass, right? Say he had a gun on him and would have just banged on him and shot Chris up. Chris, you a trophy. You pretty much a trophy. You a superstar blood. I get stripes off that. Boom, kill you. California laws are crazy, so he'll probably get off with the murder, right? Or let's say it go the other way and Chris Brown shoots dude trying to protect himself. California laws are crazy. Chris Brown to mess around and do life after that. Like, you invited that energy all because you wanted to be a part of something that you never had to be a part of. Something to think about.
Then came two incidents of shootings a few years later at events that he was present at, one being a concert in San Jose where 5 people were shot, and another a pre-VMA party, the latter resulting in fellow Notorious industry blood Suge Knight actually getting hit by gunfire, as well as an innocent 19-year-old model. The Bloods around Chris Brown would use his connections to get all the way into his inner circle and business endeavors too. A 2017 clip would circulate showing a large group of menacing-looking Bloods that had apparently accompanied Chris backstage to a professional movie set, with Chris Brown throwing up gang signs and the Bloods eating their way through the catering tray.
Hello. We in here. We in here. Yeah, he count money. He busy right now.
Big movies.
They got me in all right tonight.
St. Louis was popping.
Blood, a whole lot of gangster shit. I need some bookies on there. Hey, they got the Bockley big bookies.
We up in here, no?
Yeah, that way.
This nigga said they got the blocklet blip blookies. I never want to be around somebody that's so dedicated to their gang culture, nigga. They got the blocklet blip blookies, blood. You know what I'm saying? I heard a Crip nigga say, because him and his chick was going out of town, they gonna book an Airbnb. He was like, babe, you booked the Air C&C? Like, my nigga, if you can't call it by its fucking name, cuz, come on, cuz. You niggas are wild, bro. Straight up. But the thing about having a bunch of niggas around you like that is, like, I seen Nick Cannon there, so that's probably like a Nick Cannon event. That's cool. Apparently, Nick Cannon's people are like blood, right? Like his family, Nick Cannon's from that, right? Apparently, right? But let's say you got all them niggas around you and you going into an establishment where it's nothing but white and Jewish folks. They gonna be scared out of their mind when you pull up with little Nook over here who wants some blocklet blip blookies. That's gonna lose you money, gang. Like, straight up. It's having certain energy around you invites certain energy around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, energy is magnetic. So if you vibrating at a certain frequency and moving on that, where you got niggas around you and you trying to expose them to a better life, but they still from the block, and nigga, they gonna represent anywhere they go, and they wish a nigga would, and they from California, so when they want to fight, they bend their arms up like paper clips. Nigga, shit get twisted real quick. Let's keep going.
Fruit Town, Athens, you know what I'm saying? Avenue, Pyro, all that.
While Chris Brown wasn't himself from the streets of LA or a blood set originally, he was moving like he had true permission, throwing up the set with confidence and seemingly being accepted by the gang. His lyrics kept referencing his new set too, like the 2013 song War For You, where Briss Breezy raps how he stays in these streets, and throws up the hand signs for Westside and the Pyroos. Chris seemingly was also willing to put money up for the street figures in LA, one example being reports that he donated 1,000 pairs of sneakers to Compton kids, but interestingly, it seemed that the gangs on both sides of the LA streets were looking at Chris's bank account too, as he was notably seen also giving 1,000 pairs of shoes out as part of a donation for Rollin' 60s Crip Big U's Developing Options nonprofit, with a recently resurfaced clip showing accused extortionist Big U doubling Chris Brown's donation from 500 to 1,000 pairs on camera.
Back, if you can go to the club and spend $80,000 on bottles, and you can spend $10,000 to go in the club, but you haven't done nothing to help the neighborhood, you know. This young man just gave out 500 pair of tennis shoes. And he about to give out another 500 pair of tennis shoes.
And then the whispers began that Chris Breezy wasn't just repping a newfound brotherhood in the Blood Gang, but perhaps he was paying for the privilege and was being forced to contribute to the streets for his ongoing safety. Charlemagne the God would claim in a Vlad TV interview that Chris Brown was actually being extorted financially for his blood affiliations.
It makes no sense. Now you just out here getting extorted. You in LA getting extorted. Let's call it what it is. Like, a lot of these guys are just out in LA getting extorted. That's it. You're really paying for protection when you could just pay for protection the legal way. You shouldn't be allowed to wear it. If I was the Bloods, if I was the Crips, if I was the Fruit Town Pyrus or whatever.
Which are Bloods?
Fruit Bloods. If I was them, I'd be upset.
However, conversely, respected Pyru, Whack 100, would also sit down for a Vlad TV interview, claiming that after 10 years of affiliation, Chris Brown at this point was truly a respected Fruittown Pyru native.
Chris is from Virginia, and it seems like this thing came as an adult after he was already a multimillionaire. Am I right?
Definitely. Chris Brown has been about 10 years of him been standing on. I'm from Fruittown Pyru.
Well, he's not from Fruittown Pyru.
Oh, he's from Fruittown Pyru. Has done the things that he needed to do from what I'm seeing and understanding, you know, to get his respect.
Some people on Reddit would suggest that Chris couldn't possibly be a real Fruittown Pyru due to his friendship with fellow Blood rapper YG, who represents the Treetop Pyrus, a big rival of the set, as the two had collaborated on the song Rodeo in 2020, with many commenting that this collab between two people claiming enemy gangs is proof that Chris isn't really living and dying by these affiliations. The war between the Treetops and Fruittowns is incredibly deadly, as was explained in a Hood War Stories documentary on the topic.
In this episode, I'll be discussing the war between the Treetop Pyrus and the Fruittown Pyrus. There have been some rift developing between Pyrus heads in Compton, mostly over women and drugs, but it was quickly squashed. This particular dispute between the Treetop Pyrus and the neighborhood Pyrus was different. It wasn't resolved, and things began to escalate.
Furthermore, one vlog on Street TV actually claimed to show Fruittown Pyru members on their block denying Chris Brown's membership after both him and Soulja Boy claimed to be Bloods.
I don't give a fuck about that Soulja Boy, Chris Brown shit. We don't need y'all, blood on about that. We bracket regardless without no celebrities or none of that, blood. The whole shit is just a publicity stunt to me, you feel me? Like, they just using the good for fame, and this shit ain't nothing to play with. We got up in jail that had died and shit.
I don't like females who be gangbanging. I don't want to block a blicky blood ass bitch. Like, bitch, go be a mother. Go be a nurse. Go do something productive, bitch. Why you out here on the block trying to fight and shoot dice and sip 40s and smoke blunts? Get your funk ass on, bitch. Go do something with yourself.
Shed blood, we need to weed, man. This shit not nothing to play with.
Interestingly, the Fruittowns would even demand payment for Chris repping the set.
Tell him to get the Fruittown out of his mouth and pay us. If you're gonna get paid for this Fruittown shit, pay us. Cause we the ones that's we making it known for you niggas, bud, on Pyru, man. Pay us, bud. Y'all pay-per-view all that. Pay us, bud.
But despite this, TMZ...
And I can't stand a broke ass, begging ass nigga neither. Pay ass blood. Nigga, go get a fucking job, nigga. How about that? Shit. Broke ass nigga.
Articles would circulate seeming to downplay Chris Brown's gang membership. The article revealed that unnamed leaders of the Fruittowns spoke to TMZ saying that they're actually down with Chris claiming that he's a Blood because he's hired several of them to work for him, and that Chris comes to the hood and hangs out with them, includes them in his music videos, and he donated 1,000 pairs of new shoes to Compton kids. Rap megastar Akon would claim that Chris Brown's gang ties actually essentially stopped him from reaching the heights that he could have hit with his career.
Because Chris got the talent. Wow. He just needed the direction. Imagine if Chris had Mike's team.
Right.
It would be something different.
And that's big.
But Chris is like he got Bloods around him. He got little gangbangers around him.
Right.
He don't have the guidance.
Right. Meanwhile, Chris himself would openly and proudly claim to be a Pyru member on his social media, with many in the comments doubting his claims, saying, yeah, he's a Pyru as long as that payment keeps coming. And another said, anyone can be a Pyru as long as you're paying a kickback, and that only applies to fools with a lot of money. Another said, bro lets a few of them take his money and sleep with his women and acts like he's not from Virginia. However, in 2025, Chris Brown warned his fans not to wear red bandanas to his shows for safety reasons, while still reminding his audience that he is indeed Big Chris Breezy. At the end of the day, whether or not this is extortion is still up for debate. Perhaps Chris Brown has really been put on in Fruittown Pyru, or maybe what begun as extortion has flourished into a full-blown blood brotherhood. But while Chris Brown seemingly gained the full acceptance of his gang set, the same can't be said for Gunna.
So we're gonna stop that one right there, man. But yeah, how y'all feel about that one? Let me know. I personally feel like it's probably like he said at the end of the video, that this probably started as, okay, we gonna get cool with this nigga, then we gonna get him to start paying for stuff and whoop-de-whoop. But then after the fact, after you spend enough time with anybody, you gonna grow to like them, okay? Like that's just chemistry and human nature, right? So after you spend enough time with a person, after they start kicking it with Chris Brown enough, then he start providing their families and stuff with opportunities. Hey, homie, y'all could be security with me. Hey, homie, you actually kind of athletic, nigga. You can learn how to dance and be on the choreography team. Like, I'm sure that by now Chris Brown is accepted amongst them. Now, does he probably make payments in the way of, you know, every Christmas he hooks the homies up with this much money? Stuff like that. I mean, Chris Brown is a multi-millionaire, right? So I'm sure him setting aside $100,000 every year to make sure his homies are satisfied, because it don't take much to satisfy hood niggas, you know what I'm saying? Couple bitches, couple blunts, they gonna be good, you know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Do y'all feel like Chris Brown was getting extorted? Do y'all feel like this is an authentic relationship that he has with the Bloods out there? I don't know, man. Y'all let me know. But until next time, gang, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Comment down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And eat some blocker blip blookies today. You know what I'm saying? But until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Gap Tooth Games. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, life isn't about making it from point A to point B. Life is about living in between the gaps. Peace out.
Lane sippers and mean strippers who just all up at the green and it means just fast living. And I'm not one to judge, cause I've been off that mud double cup with no fucks when I pass limits. And who don't like to smoke and get gone off a cone, but it would not get blown unless gas in it. Hold up, we bout to roll up. I got some smoke, keep you up like it's Folgers. Rookies try to hit the cookie, fuck around and throw up. So we drop the hottest pen verse and it blow up. But we got some recognition from a nigga, so what? We be walking down the street, get beats like they know us. Now bitches in the sheets, but the freak on the meat skis, keep grab their feet. Hell yeah, make them toe touch. You know what? I go nuts, but yet I'm steady focused. Probably from the bomb ass flower, no lotus. I can't even think how many trees when it's smoked up. Whatever the number, gonna fuss, you'll need a tow truck.